Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. Dr. Terry Mills is the new Chief Diversity Officer at John Carroll University. He joins me this morning to talk about his role and plans for the future. Then we will hear from the new president and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Cleveland, Yolanda Armstrong, and from John Tate, who volunteers as a big brother with that organization. On the broadcast after that, the publisher of Black in Cleveland, Alvin Smith, will talk about his new publication, and it is an eye-catching one, too. I guarantee you'll love it. Good morning, everybody. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning with Dr. Terry Mills, Chief Diversity Officer for John Carroll University. Good to have you with us, Dr. Mills.
Thank you, Leon. It's a pleasure to be here.
New to Cleveland, huh?
Absolutely.
Brand new. 4 months or so, you told me?
4 months, yes.
Well, good. Welcome to Cleveland.
I appreciate that.
Glad to have you here at John Carroll University, which is located out in suburban University Heights,
Yes.
Ohio. What is the job of the Chief Diversity Officer?
Leon, it's a pretty expansive job that covers all aspects of the institution, from faculty hires, diversifying the student population, diversifying our supplier network, and creating a culture of embracing inclusion as a part of the excellence of the university.
We have to create that culture sometimes in this country, don't we? We have to stay on that particular case, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And changing culture is, as I'm sure you know, oftentimes a very difficult thing because people are in their comfort zone, but yet the work needs to be done to raise John Carroll to the level of greater excellence through inclusion.
When we talk about diversity, what are we talking about exactly?
Well, there's the diversity and there's inclusion. So diversity is, a definition would be an experience with people from different cultures. Inclusion, on the other hand, is a culture of welcome, and a culture where all those, whether you're of faith, no faith, different faiths, different cultural backgrounds, feel welcome and included in an environment. So diversity is one thing, difference. Inclusion is one of welcome.
How do you see this process as developing? You are the first Chief Diversity Officer at John Carroll University.
Yes.
How is the process going?
I think it's going fairly well, and it's based upon a strong foundation, a strategic and mission-driven foundation. But of course, having the strategy, developing the tactics, and taking the actions to move forward are where the rubber meets the road, if I could use that expression. And so moving things forward, helping people to understand how you accomplish inclusion, how you accomplish diversity, and that's the work that I'm presently engaged in.
As we look at the events which are taking place in America on a day-to-day basis, we are seeing that oftentimes people from different areas of America may look at the same situation but through the lens of their own experiences. You must take all of that into account, mustn't you?
Oh, absolutely, and that's another very good example of a definition of diversity, where the same problem may be perceived of differently, such that you can have different solutions to a problem. And so to have diversity of thought, diversity of experiences, diversity of socioeconomic status, geography, all those kinds of things, to come up with an innovative solution, I'll say.
How can what's happening at John Carroll University now affect the rest of the community? Not only University Heights, where John Carroll is located, but the entire Northeast Ohio.
Well, first I'd say that Northeast Ohio, but particularly Cleveland, is a very diverse population. And one of the things that John Carroll is able to do with the community, first of all, is to articulate this commitment to inclusion and diversity, but also to engage the community in activities that go on campus. So there's this idea of the town and gown, where the institution really is a part of the people, but oftentimes accessibility, whether it's parking spaces, the kinds of events. And so John Carroll has got to reach beyond its own boundaries to make the community a part of John Carroll and vice versa.
Before we started the broadcast today, you told me you had been in several locations locations, Morehouse College in Florida, and another college. Were you always involved in your professional life at the college level in these kinds of subjects of diversity and inclusion?
Oh, very definitely. For many years I've been involved, and through the emergence of the approaches to diversity and inclusion, affirmative action programming, multiculturalism programming, and now a sense of inclusive excellence, which is the present approach towards diversity as being connected to the excellence of the institution, as opposed to affirmative action that dealt with protected populations, as we might call them.
As an American people, are we getting it? Is it sinking in?
In many ways, yes. In many ways, no. I think that there is this idealistic hopefulness that we're beyond race and color. But the reality is that race and color permeate everything about American society. And so the ways in which we've dealt with it might have changed and evolved over the years, but there's still the other. This kind of special category of person who is not us, but the other.
The President of the United States has talked about the need for a national dialogue. We certainly need that national dialogue. You would say we also need a local dialogue as well, even a dialogue at John Carroll University and every other university and every other street in this town.
Absolutely.
Would you agree with that?
Oh, no doubt about that. And to have an open and honest dialogue about diversity, race, and difference. And in part, that's what I'm hoping to achieve at John Carroll, where folks can honestly and earnestly express themselves about their opinions, because without having that truth, the solution that you come up with can't be truthful. And so,
leave me with a final thought on how it goes for you and what you want to accomplish. I know you've been here 4 months, just getting started, what you want to accomplish. Leave me with a final thought.
Well, I'm very hopeful, and I believe that John Carroll is turning a corner towards inclusive excellence, and really driven by a strategy and the mission, which is of service and social justice for others. And so I'm encouraged by that, and I'm particularly encouraged about being in Cleveland. I think it's a wonderful city, and a lot of things going on. So
we're glad to have you here. Dr. Terry Mills, Chief Diversity Officer for John Carroll University. New to Cleveland, but not new to the cause.
Absolutely.
Been on the cause for many years. Many thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Leon.
Thank you, Dr. Terry Mills of John Carroll University, its new Chief Diversity Officer. Appreciate you being with us.
Pleasure.
I'm going to take a break. I'll be back, and we will talk to the new president and CEO of a local organization, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Greater Cleveland, after this. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. Glad to have you with me today. The new president and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Cleveland is here, Yolanda Armstrong, along with a big brother himself, John Tate, and his little brother, Bryce Peak. They're here to talk about the mission of the organization and what it takes to be a big brother or a big sister. Good to have the three of you here with us today.
Thank you.
Yolanda, let's begin with you. You're president and CEO of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Cleveland. What's the overall mission of the organization?
Well, the overall mission is to provide services to youth who are interested in having mentors. These are youth who are facing adversity and are looking to have a one-on-one relationship, professional relationship, as well as inspiring relationships with those in the community, with our children.
And John Tate is one of your big brothers there. John, how long have you been a big brother?
For approximately 2 years now.
What made you decide you wanted to do this?
Well, I've always been concerned with helping young African-American males. I've done some mentorship in the past, and through my organization, the Omega Sci-Fi Inc. Incorporated organization, this is one of our initiatives, a mentoring program, as well as some others. So I was one of the ones who volunteered when Big Brothers Big Sisters asked for some assistance in helping young African American men.
Thank goodness for what you do and what your organization, Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity, is doing as well. You brought with you one of your little brother, Mr. Bryce Peak, age 12. How are you, Mr. Peak?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. What do you think about this Big Brothers program? How do you like it?
It's very nice. I really like that I can talk to somebody. I mean, just anytime I need to. We go a lot of places, a lot of fun places, to the movies, different fun places. We go bowling, go golfing.
You spend time together.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
Yes.
And John Tate is just a wonderful big brother for you, right?
He is.
Yeah. Yolanda, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
That is correct.
This is the testimony of what your organization is all about.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. What can others do? You want other folks to be involved in similar programs?
Most definitely. I am the new president and CEO. I've been in my position now for about 8 weeks, and one of the things that I'm working on is not just our branding, but also working on recruiting new at least 150 African-American mentors into our program. We have some wonderful mentors from all different backgrounds, from all different diverse backgrounds, but right now my major recruiting effort is looking at our African-American males, and we have a lot of those here in the city of Cleveland, and so I'm looking for them right now.
And of course you've got the Big Sisters and the Little Sisters program. That's all part of this. It just parallels the male program, right?
Exactly, exactly.
John Tate, you get something out of this too, I'll bet. You get something out of it. Not only Bryce, but you get something. What do you get?
I think there's a saying somewhere in regard to you getting more from a gift than the person who receives the gift. And for me to see Bryce continue to grow, to see him accomplish a lot of different things in life, it's just gratifying, very gratifying.
How often do you get together?
Well, we talk at least once every 2 weeks, I'd say. And we try to get together once a month during the summertime, since we're both golf enthusiasts. It's usually 2, maybe 3 times. So it's been a great experience. His family is great, and I think that speaks to a lot of how he is.
You help with the family a great deal.
I think I help the family. I think I'm a supplemental part of the family, but he's got a great support team. His mom and his grandmother are just super people.
I got
makes my job easy.
Yeah. There's a phone number I want to put on the screen, 216-621-8223. More information on everything we're talking about, or you can go to WeMentorYouth.org, correct?
Yes.
WeMentorYouth.org. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Let's get back to Mr. Peak here. You're 12 years old?
Yes.
And what school are you in?
The intergenerational school.
And what's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math?
Yeah.
Interested in maybe science and things like that? Would you like to go into something where you use math?
Well, when I grow up, I want to be a businessman, basically, and I want to make cars and make my own brand of cars, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need math to make the design and everything. So
if you're going to be engineering cars, what would you name your first car? Would you name it after you?
Maybe.
Well, the Chevrolet did, and Buick did, and Dodge did. You could call it the Bryce-mobile.
That would be nice. I would like that.
Yeah. So you got plenty of time to think about it. Good to have you on the broadcast, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the broadcast. We wish you well. We wish you well too, John. And thank you so much for being on the broadcast. You too, Yolanda. Leave us with a thought. Well, give me just a short thought on why this is so vital.
This is so important because it's going to make a difference in a child's life and becoming successful. So one thought I'd like to leave with you is to the public is to be the rainbow in someone else's life. I tell you, it's a great fulfilling measure in life when you can be that rainbow for someone who has a cloud.
John Tate is the rainbow in your life, isn't he?
He is.
One of the rainbows. Bryce is one of the rainbows in yours too, right, John?
Certainly. Certainly is.
Amen to that. Thank you, the trio. Good to have you with us. Yolanda Armstrong, John Tate, and Mr. Bryce Peak. Many thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a break right now. I appreciate you being with us. We're going to take a break. I'll be right back in just a moment. But a local photographer is donating money to a local college. He's got a special publication. You're going to have your socks knocked off in just a moment. That's a good thing. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. Cleveland photographer and publisher Alvin Smith is donating money to Cuyahoga Community College, Central State University, and Wilberforce University from proceeds of his recently published book. It's called Black in Cleveland, and he's here this morning to talk more about the publication and to support these educational institutions. Good to have you with us, Alvin Smith.
Thank you for having me.
You've got a wonderful thing going right here. It's called Black in Cleveland. What was your inspiration for this? What made you decide that you wanted to do this?
Well, you know, I'm very passionate about Cleveland. I love Cleveland, love the Browns, love the Cavs, love Cleveland radio. And I'm very proud to be African American, so that was the passion behind it.
Yeah, and really, this book is a series of photographs, and we're going to get inside this book in just a little bit. But you wanted to donate much of the proceeds.
Yeah, I went to Central State University, and I know Wilberforce University. I've read recently they would come in some financial troubles, and so I wanted to give back in a way, but use my talent and my gifts to do so. You know, being a great photographer, at least I think I'm a great photographer, and the idea behind this book, I thought it was a perfect combination.
Yeah. Now you work as a graphic artist and a photographer as well for other organizations in town too. Tell me about that.
Oh, the Word Church. I've been the graphic designer, photographer for the Word Church since maybe '06. My pastor, Dr. Vernon, has been a great example, and he's one of the inspirations behind this project.
We're going to open this up because it's really a wonderful, well, looky there. Look at the page I just happened to open it up to, about people who are in Cleveland, and they write their own thoughts about it, and we can get a shot of this on camera number 3, I think we can. But you came in, there you go. And you came in one day and you took my picture. Now, you and I weren't together but 3 or 4 minutes.
Right.
You rattled off about 10 or 12 pictures, and that was done.
Right.
And then the idea is I write my thoughts on what I like about it. And if we can hold that shot, we'll find somebody else in there, because there's always.
That's Edith Donaldson. She's Edith Wheeler. She's the owner of Bang Salons out Mayfield. Cleveland Heights graduate.
And how many photographs do you have in here? We
have 130 different photographs.
Yeah, 130 different people, all striking whatever kind of pose that they felt happy with. Maybe we can grab another. Oh, there's my good friend, Ben Holbert.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think he had the best page in the book. He really thought out his passion for Cleveland. We just gave him a piece of paper and a Sharpie and said, just create.
And on that page, let me see, I can put that in there right there. I can do that. Camera, you don't have to move, I'll move. And he just kind of wrote what he thought about Cleveland.
Right, and the crossword puzzle was really great.
Yeah, and we wrote what we loved about Cleveland. That's the whole idea behind this. My good friend, Ben Holbert, long time in television, now does a lot of public relations and things here in town, and Ben and I spent some time together. When did you get the idea for this, Alvin Smith?
Well, I purchased a book years ago called Art and Soul, and when I got it in the mail, I just fell in love with it, and I said, wow, this would be really, really great for Cleveland. And years start going past, and I said, I got to do this project. And I sat down with 6 of my friends. We put a list of people together, and we just started calling people, asking people were they interested in the project, and people like yourself, Danita Harris, Lynn Tolliver, Ralph Poole, Kim Sellers, Dr. Vernon. People said yes. Connie Harper's in the book.
Yeah, the late Connie Harper of the Call-in Post. James Wade of the Call-in Post. There's Connie, there's James. And Zach Reed, Councilman Zach Reed. Oh, my good friend, Wayne will take care of me now. This is what I love this man. He's over at Channel 8. My good friend, that's Wayne Dawson right there.
I just bowled in his event he had this past weekend.
And we all work together now. They mentioned me over on that station.
Oh, okay.
So I mentioned Wayne over here.
Okay,
We've got that relationship. We don't know what management thinks about that, but we take care of each other.
Great, awesome people in the book. Just a collection of great people.
How many did you put in here?
130 different people.
Where can we find a copy of this? It's just Black in Cleveland. Where can we get a copy of this?
Well, right now you can go to blackincleveland.com and purchase a book, or you can call me directly, 216-263-8837.
Yeah, we're going to put that number on the screen. I think we've got that, 216-263-8837.
Yeah, and I'll deliver it to you. It's a great Christmas present, great to have under the Christmas tree. Give someone an awesome book great conversation piece, great coffee table book.
And you just came in, and you everybody says you work very quickly when you take those pictures.
Very quick. They teach us at the Word Church, work quick. So, you know, it's just come in there, I try to find something about you that's really unique, talk to you a little bit, and once we start taking pictures, I try to bring that out you, and I think I did a great job.
This also shows that there are a lot of people in this town who are trying to do the right thing, and everybody in here is trying to do the right thing.
Exactly.
So that was one of the underlying
It had to
things?
be positive. It had to be positive. You had to love Cleveland, had to have a great passion for Cleveland. Why aren't you not leaving Cleveland? Why you didn't boat out to another city? We wanted to know why you stayed put. So
you can get more information by going to blackandcleveland.com, or you can telephone Alvin at 216-263-8837. Alvin Smith, publisher of Black and Cleveland and photographer.
Yes.
And all-around good guy.
Yeah.
Are you in this book? Did you take your picture?
Barely. I'm in there somewhere.
I'll take your picture and we'll put it in the next one.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Your work is in this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alvin Smith, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take a break in a moment. We'll be right back with Cordell Stokes of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, who brings us the Urban League commentary. Cordell Stokes is Senior Manager of Talent and Acquisition at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, here in our Morning Exchange segment. What's on your mind today, Cordell?
Good morning, Leon. Thanks so much for having me. Historically, on this show, we have not talked about the employer relations that we interact with public companies all the way down to your mom and pop stores to talk about the marketing and recruitment of their employment openings, as well as the attraction of talent. Today, we are faced with a need to identify more talent to fill field representative positions within the United States Census Bureau from Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, Lorain, and Medina counties. These positions do pay an hourly rate of $12.07 to $18.78. You must be a U.S. citizen. You will be required to go through a written test as well as 2 scored interviews. And these positions deal directly with interviewing selected respondents to collect survey or census data as required for the 2015 American Housing Survey.
So they're getting set up and they're looking for field representatives, the government is, and they're paying on these jobs.
Yes, and I've been working directly with Timothy Sarko, representing Ohio and West Virginia, and we have not gotten the number of people that they demand. And that's why we're here today to tell people you got to call 800-563-6499 in order to get more details and register for a testing session and start making some money.
In our final moments, this is for the 2015
Housing Survey.
Housing Survey.
American, yes, sir.
All right. That's 800-563-6499. You've got to do it. Be well.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.